Hello, Rick Gideon. Been off for about 20 days, doing a little remodeling in the house. Took some time off, but I'm back. I always come back. Hey, what's coming up? Halloween, right? This is the time we dress our kids up as devils. Look at the little girl. Look at the little girls dressed as devils. Let me go back here. Halloween. This is one of our what? Three high festivals, feasts. You have Halloween, you have Christmas, you have Easter. A couple of witches. Aren't we supposed to be a Christian nation? Is there any justification for this? No, there's not. And if you get into the identity of this nation, which I witness, and I witness the truth here, we are Ephraim, the great assembly of nations, the 50 states, the greatest Israeli nation, prophesied to come forth in the latter days, Genesis chapter 49, verses 1 and 2, in the latter days, to inherit the zenith birthright blessings of Abraham. And this is why we are who we are, because of one man's obedience and the power of your Father, who was able to keep his promise and his oath to Abraham. Here we are celebrating a day that's actually called Devil's Day in cities like Detroit. So there's no justification in concerning this. And does God have anything to say about our holidays? First of all, we have forgotten our identity. Isaiah 1, 2, and 3. Hosea 5, verse 3. I know Ephraim, I know Ephraim, and Israel is not hidden from me. Maybe I got that backwards. The ox knows its owner, the donkey his master's crib, but Israel, Ephraim does not know, my people do not consider. And we are going to be punished for these pagan, Canaanite, Luciferian, Babylon mystery religion holidays. It's one of the reasons why this nation is going to be destroyed and sent into captivity. God is holy. He will not accept these days attached to him. And I perceive that those of the 144,000, many of them are continuing to keep these days. Haggai chapter 2 has a lot to say about that. He's going to strip them off of them. So, I have a short video that kind of explains Halloween. I'll get into that. But I want to go into scriptures witnessing these pagan holidays and God's hatred for them. Why don't I go ahead and start with, I'm there, Amos 6. Starting in verse 21. I did the best I can to try to fit this video in. My room's torn apart. The camera may not be right. It says, I hate, God says, Yahweh says, I despise your religious festivals. Your assemblies are a stench to me. Even though you bring me burnt offerings and grain offerings, I will not accept them. Though you bring choice fellowship offerings, I will have no regard for them. Away with the noise of your songs. I will not listen to the music of your harps, but let justice roll on like a river. Notice verse 25. Did you bring me sacrifices and offerings 40 years in the wilderness, O house of Israel? This is the NIV. You have lifted up the shrine of your king, the pedestal of your idols. The star of your god, Rampham. That's Moloch, which you made for yourselves. Therefore, I will send you into exile beyond Damascus. Hey, who's in Syria once again? The United States. We have control of 1/3 of Syria. That's the beginnings of the Damascus Oracle. I will send you into exile beyond Damascus, says Yahweh, whose name is God Almighty. This is downright naked devil worship. Oh, let me just flip it. I already have Isaiah. Isaiah 1. Let me just click it. Oops. I misspelled it. Verse 12, when you come to appear before me, who has asked this of you, this trampling of my courts? Stop bringing meaningless offerings. Your incense is detestable to me. New moons, Sabbaths, and convocations. I cannot bear your worthless assemblies. They're worthless. That's the greatest value you can give them. They blind you to looking into the holy days, the annual Sabbaths, because in them is the plan of salvation for all of humanity. And here's the thing. What do all these holidays center around? The children. Satan indoctrinates your children very early. It becomes like a cocaine habit. There's so much fun. Satan appears as an angel of light. And they can't get rid of the habit. It gets passed down to the next generation. Your new moons and your feasts and your appointed festivals I hate with all my being. That's pretty powerful. They have become a burden to me. I am weary of bearing them. When you spread out your hands in prayer, I hide my eyes from you. Even when you offer many prayers, I will not listen. We're a Christian nation, right? We're a righteous nation. That's why we became so great. No, it's because of one man's obedience. Abraham. That's why this nation came into being. And that's why this nation is now being cursed. As a nation, we are under the old covenant. It has not vanished away yet. When we entered the land, we became married to him again, the house of Israel. Jeremiah chapter 3. I don't want to go there, but he divorced them. Then he says, return to me. I am married to you. Because we entered the land again. Okay. How about Hosea 2? Just pick it up here. Okay, let's do verse 11. I will stop all her celebrations. That's Ephraim. That's the house of Israel. That's the United States. Her yearly festivals, her new moons, her Sabbath days, all her appointed festivals. I just crack up when people post on Facebook that these are the Jewish, quote, Jewish Sabbaths and holy days God is talking about here. Trying to justify that the Torah's done away. It's not done away. It's been changed. All her appointed festivals, I will ruin her vines and her fig trees, which she said were her pay for her lovers. Verse 13, I will punish her for the days she burned incense to the Baals. She decked herself with rings and jewelry and went after her lovers, but me she forgot, declares Yahweh. How are we going after the Baals? What was the principal act of worshiping Baal? Sacrificing children in the fire. What do we proclaim God is going to do with his creation? The pinnacle of his creation, mankind. What do we proclaim he's going to do with most of these people? Burn them in the fire. Satan appears as an angel of light. Okay, enough of that. Witnessing our pagan festivals. Let me just go right on in and just play the video. And this is just to tell you a little bit of stuff about Halloween. I'll actually kill the sound because it's muffled. I don't know. Maybe I'll just leave it. It's muffled. It's about an 8-minute video. This is just a witness. Okay? Witchcraft. What? One of the works of the flesh, right? Just let it play. Who were the Celts? House of Israel. Moved into Europe, northwestern Europe, England, Ireland. They just appeared on the scene out of nowhere. They came out of the Middle East with the Assyrians, Germany. Shut up. Watch the video as a witness. One more thing I can add. The thing that has been is what will be. That which is done is what will be done, and there's nothing new under the sun. Can anything be said? See, this is new. It has been done in ancient times before us. We didn't get this out of a Dr. Seuss book. A bonfire comes from bone fire. Where do we get these terms at? Bonefire, bonfire, burning the bones of animals and humans, sacrifice, burning them in the fire. Satan is a counterfeiter. I have to admit, I watched Christopher Lee as a kid. I watched those movies. I don't watch them now. Again, your children. Satan indoctrinates your children early. It becomes like a cocaine habit. I just never get rid of it. Too much fun. This is the God of this world, deceiving humanity. The works of the flesh are evident. Witchcraft, sorcery. And there you go. There's your children indoctrinated. Christmas, Easter. No, it's all about the children, right? He's a clever devil. Yep, pass through the fire. That's a video coming up. Baal worship in America. What is it? Ephraim was the most religious tribe. They loved religion, loved God. Well, they didn't worship him as God, though. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. That's us, the children of disobedience. Actually, this country never left Baal. When our forefathers were carried out in 721 BC by the Assyrians, we carried all these gods up with us out of the land. Nothing has changed. Well, there's your children being indoctrinated. And this holiday is growing and growing, too. Billions being spent this year. Billions. I will punish her for all the days that she burned incense to the Baals, and decked herself with gold and jewelry, preparing themselves for Baal. I have to be the strangest universalist, quote unquote. I don't really like the term. For a guy that witnesses God is going to gather up every fragment, I also witness that great destruction and judgment is coming. No wonder I'm so unpopular in the Unitarian, quote unquote, community. So a lot of them celebrate these days. Of course, they don't know who we are. Yet, at least. It's going to grow. We're winding down here. Well, come out of her, my people. And as a witness, it's not just knowing that there's one God and Jesus is the Son of God. There's a lot more to it than coming out. So there you go, the witness of the evil of Halloween. Thank you for your time, and thank you for listening.